Hey, let's talk about strangers for a second. You're going to have to forgive me if I stink. I just got done running. I'm going to tell you about some of the biggest mistakes that I see people make when approaching a stranger, and then I'm going to give you some tips on how to do it correctly. So the first mistake that I see a lot of people do is they're not sensitive to the environment that they're approaching the stranger at. And what I mean by that is, let's take, for example, you have a great waitress. She's done a great job for you. She's been prompt, she's smiling, and you think to yourself, oh, I'm going to approach her about Plexus. I'm going to tell her about Plexus. So I need you to pause right then, okay? And I want you to think to yourself for just a second. She is waitressing tables, okay? Which is a tough job. I mean, tough job. A lot of demand, always trying to please people every time you turn around. So I want you to picture her morning, okay? She's probably been there since 5. She dropped her kids off at daycare, going to serve people all day, hoping that she can make enough money to keep the lights on so she can turn around and do it again the next day, okay? I need you to be there with her, because what I found is when the good waitress, the one that really is smiling, the one that is happy and you know would be good joining your team, the mistake is this. You assume that she's not been approached before. And so what you're bringing to her is some revolutionary thing called network marketing and this awesome company called Plexus. But the problem is she is in the middle of battle when you're approaching her, okay? So this is how the mistake is made. She walks over, she hands you your bill, and rather than you saying, hey, great, and you take maybe a 15-second snapshot of, hey, here's my plan, this is what I'm gonna say, hoping I can get her to let me send her some information, this is what you do. Hey, you should join my Plexus team, it's awesome. Here, let me tell you about the pink drink. Oh, Candida, oh yeah, all this stuff, right? Well, she's already zoned you out. She's looking down to see if you've left her a tip yet, and if you have, she's gonna brush you aside, because right over her shoulder is another lady over there holding up her glass of tea, wanting it refreshed, and you're trying to tell her about some pink drink. So, I want you to have a plan when you approach a stranger. The same holds true if you're checking out at Walmart or you're at the convenience store and somebody behind the counter you want to approach. Rather than be sensitive to there's a line of 10 people standing behind you, and you've stopped the operation. Literally, you're sitting here having a conversation with the person behind the counter, and the person behind the counter is staring over your shoulder, trying to figure out, what can I say to make this person go away? Okay, so, number 1, be super sensitive to the environment that you're in. You have to have a plan going in. It has to be a canned, preloaded question, something that gets their interest, just enough that says, okay, I'll give you my information. Because that's goal number 2. You want to get their information. This way you control the information that they get. If you said, here, write down Plexus, and she writes down Plexus, and she goes home and she Googles Plexus, and up comes Crazy Betty's blog about all the things that Plexus does wrong. Well, what happens? Does she ever call you? No, she doesn't call you. Of course not. But if you have their information, it's canned information. Go send her Heather Burke's news story they did the other night in Oklahoma City on Channel 9. See if that gets their attention. See if they see that here's this mom living her dream, and it's a news station. You understand, right? So if you have their information, you're able to follow up after you send the information, say, what'd you like best about it? Did you like the products or the business opportunity or both? If you're like most people, you see where I'm going. You must get their information. And I have a third one. Getting info. Oh, you've been bold by asking them. You've been bold by sharing with them. So why don't you do it all the time? It's easy. Because the last 2, 3, 10 times you tried it, it didn't work. And you stepped out of your comfort zone and you said to yourself, I'm not interested in that feeling in my stomach ever again. Oh, and they don't call me anyways. That's not the problem. It's your approach that is the problem. We want to reward your boldness. You want to reward it with new customers and new ambassadors. And so what you want to do is have a canned, preloaded question. I'm going to give you a couple of them right now. Here's one, for example. As she's handing you the check, I think 15 seconds is your window, just so you know, until you've totally lost their interest. So something like this. You know what? You'd be great at what I do. I've taught other waitresses just like you how to make money posting on Facebook. Are you on Facebook? Yes. Here's the most important question. What's the best way I should get you some information? Is it email or text? Well, email. Okay, what is it? Have a pen in your hand. You do not say, hey, does somebody have a pen so I can write down this person's information, because she's got 6 people sitting 4 tables over that literally are dying, and she's still, remember, kids at daycare, she's in the middle of battle and you can't stop her. So stop trying to stop her. But you want to be bold. You'll be more bold when you have more success. Then everyone just has to get out of your way. You're deadly. Trust me on this. All right, go do it.